Yo, Big C in the house. You know the name. Fin Posse Podcast. Changing the game. Fins up high. Feel the aqua and orange. Miami Heat blazing. We scorching the floor. Marino the tour. We stacking the saga. Legacy deep, call it football nirvana. Big C, break it down, got the stats in his veins. Play-by-play knowledge like he's calling the chains. Fins flying on the field, opponents feel the blast. Tyreek cheetah speed, leaving DBs in the past. Waddle with the wiggle, defense with the clamp. Aqua drip so clean, whole squad's the champ. Tune in, Big C, got the mic on lock. Fin Posse Podcast, it's the cream of the crop. Breaking news, hot takes, repping the block. For the Dolphin faithful, it's the one-stop shop. Fin Posse. We the voice of the fans. Miami stand tall, got the world in our hands. Best podcast, yo, ain't no debate. Big C, big vibes, setting it straight. Defense smash, call it aqua tsunami. X locking routes like a South Beach Armani. O-line holding strong, trenches like a fortress. Big C dissected, no stack goes dormant.
Try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less, your check as I'm chess. What's happening next, yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pin to
What up, Fin fans? Welcome to another episode of the Fin Posse Podcast. I am your host, Big C, and this is brought to you by Game Changers Media. Sorry about the random hour today. That's why it's important to have your notifications on, folks. Sometimes life happens. Sometimes I'm not able to get right to the mic at 10 a.m., but I appreciate you. I apologize, and I am glad to talk Miami Dolphins football with you each and every day when possible. What up? Michael Lombardo, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Sean, good morning, good afternoon. Aqua, JD, what's up? Edward, what's up? Miami Dolphins football, baby. Coming off a great win against the Atlanta Falcons. Now we're on a short week at home against the big bad Baltimore Ravens. But are the big bad Baltimore Ravens really the big bad Baltimore Ravens this season? Currently sitting at 2-5, struggling, not where I envisioned the Baltimore Ravens to be sitting. I thought the Baltimore Ravens, to be honest with you, were going to be the best team in the AFC this year. I thought this was Baltimore's year to really get out the AFC and make a Super Bowl run. I thought the Chiefs would fall off. I was never super confident in the Buffalo Bills defense. You know, of course, they got Josh Allen, and when you got Josh Allen, anything is possible. But I really thought this was Baltimore's year, and it just hasn't turned out that way, right? They have struggled immensely. Lamar Jackson has been out, and just the Miami Dolphins' luck, he returns against the Miami Dolphins, right? Why couldn't you sit out one more week? Why not one more week? Why couldn't we have to play Snoop? You know what I mean? Why couldn't we have to play Snoop Huntley? Nope. Lamar Jackson coming back for the Miami Dolphins, just our luck. On a short week, too. When do you see a guy come back from an injury on a short week? Rarely ever you see a player come back after a short week. But that's exactly what's happening. We got Lamar, he is a Florida guy. He's going to have a bunch of family in the stands, so maybe that's why he's pushing to come back this week. That creates all types of problems for the Miami Dolphins. Lamar Jackson's given us fits over the years. There was the one game. It was a primetime game. I can't remember if it was a Sunday night or a Monday night or possibly even a Thursday night, but it was the Brian Flores defensive game where we just zero blitzed him the whole game and dominated Lamar Jackson. We dominated him. He was not able to do a damn thing. And that worked. That worked, right? This is a different, I don't believe Anthony Weaver believes in running a defense like that. Him and Brian Flores are two completely different coaches. So don't expect us to do the zero blitz and make things difficult for Lamar Jackson. You know, Lamar Jackson, and they got Derrick Henry, of course. The Miami Dolphins have been one of the worst teams in the league as far as rush defense goes. That could pose a major problem. Although the Miami Dolphins did hold Bijan Robinson in check last week. You know what I mean? They did hold Bijan Robinson in check. He had 25 yards rushing, the fourth lowest output of his young career. So, you know, that's a promising stat. But can the Miami Dolphins do it again this week against Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson? We shall see. Let's take a look at the stats. Dolphins offense and defense of rankings. Listen, I had Baltimore's rankings and I was going to post those. Usually I do Dolphins offense versus Ravens defense. But honestly, folks, you got to take the Ravens stats for the first 7 games of the season and toss them in the garbage. You got to toss them in the garbage because they'll say things about the Ravens being 23rd ranked, you know, this or 21st ranked that. But that wasn't the real Baltimore Ravens team. This team has been devastated by injuries the first 7 games of the season. This is not, you can't go by those stats. Because if you go by those stats, you're going to be sadly disappointed when Thursday night comes along and you're like, well, they don't look like the 21st offense in the NFL. Their defense don't look like the 26th defense in the NFL. No, because these guys suffered major injuries at key positions, and they're a lot better football team than that. Like I said, I had them coming out the AFC this year. But anyway, the Dolphins offense is 28th overall, 286 yards a game. They're passing 187.9 passing yards a game. That's 20th best. Run 98.5. That's 23rd best. Scoring 21st best at 21.8. Sacks were 17th. We've given up 18. Third, I don't feel like that's right. I might have miswrote that or something. I don't know. Third down conversions, we're really good on third down, 41.2%. And then turnovers, we're 25th in the league with 12. We had 12 turnovers. We got to get better at that, not turning the ball over. Last week against Atlanta, 0 turnovers, and look how that turned out. Defensively, we're improving slowly but surely. We're improving. We're 23rd overall at 344 yards a game. Passing, we're 11th in the league in passing, 199.4, but that is a deceptive stat. The reason we're so high in passing is because teams haven't had to pass the football against us. They've been able to run it down our throats. Now we're ranked 28th in the league. That is an improvement. We were 32nd. We were dead last. We were giving up just a few short weeks ago 175 yards a game on the ground. We've got it down to 145. Still not great numbers, but you know, slowly but surely the defense has improved. Scoring 26 in the NFL at 26.9. Sacks, we're 21st with only 15. Third down, we're allowing a first down on third 43.2% of the time. And we're 19th in turnovers, only getting 7 turnovers so far this season. As far as injuries go, Baltimore Ravens only got one guy that is questionable, and I feel like he's going to play. That's offensive tackle Ronnie Stanley. The Miami Dolphins, though, are dealing with a few injuries. We got Ashton Davis dealing with a quad, Julian Hill an ankle. I think both those guys are going to end up being out. Bradley Chubb shoulder, D. Estridge shoulder, and then Fatu Malafanu thumb. I think those 3 will play. So again, I think we're going to be without Ashton Davis and Julian Hill again this week. But I do think Bradley Chubb, D. Estridge, and Fatu Malafanu is going to play. Now the Baltimore Ravens, listen, they are not a 2-5 ball club. Matter of fact, Vegas got them favored to win the AFC North still. A division that has the Pittsburgh Steelers in it, which I haven't been overly impressed by the Pittsburgh Steelers. But the fact that the Baltimore Ravens 2-5 and are favored to win their division still is just shows you that Vegas knows what's up. Vegas understands that the Baltimore Ravens football team that they've been putting out on the field isn't the true Baltimore Ravens football team. And it just sucks that the Miami Dolphins have to go and play the Baltimore Ravens just when they're getting healthy. Why couldn't we have played them 3 weeks ago? Listen to the list of injuries that this team has had this year. And this sounds like we're talking about the Pro Bowlers on the Ravens team instead of injuries. Lamar Jackson's missed 4 games. Ronnie Stanley's missed a bunch of games. Roquan Smith, their all-star, all-pro middle linebacker, has missed games. Marlon Humphreys, their Pro Bowl caliber corners, missed games. Kyle Hamilton, maybe the best safety in the whole NFL, has missed games. Jair Alexander, free agent signing, one of the better corners when healthy, has missed a bunch of games. Kyle Van Noy, outside linebacker, has missed games. And that's just a few of them. That's just a few of them. So no wonder they're 2-5 ball club right now. And I do realize that every team deals with injuries, but just like my reasoning for 2023 Miami Dolphins, yeah, every team deals with injuries, but not so many injuries that to key players and key positions. The Miami Dolphins suffered so many key injuries to key positions in 2023 that, we took a lot of heat for finishing the season the way we did, allowing the Buffalo Bills to catch us and win the division. But if most of your good players are hurt, what are you supposed to do? Now, to be honest, I wholeheartedly believe that the Baltimore Ravens will make the playoffs this year. I think they're going to go on a run. I think they're going to make the playoffs. I think this is going to be a really difficult game for the Miami Dolphins to win. But anything is possible. This isn't a game that the Miami Dolphins can't win. They can win. They can win this football game. If they come out and prepare and play like they did last week against the Atlanta Falcons, attacking the ball carrier, swarm tackling, initiating the run, continuing to run the football, run the ball on 3rd and short, 4th and short. That will open up the pass game, the play action pass for Tua. And that's when Tua is most comfortable. If we can eliminate the mistakes, we can beat the Baltimore Ravens. I just think we're this is an uphill battle. The Miami Dolphins are missing a lot of talented players still. I think they're going to try to shut down the run and turn it into a passing game. They're going to try to take Waddle out of it, and then who did Miami have left? I like Malik Washington, but is he a game changer? Not at this point in his career. I mean, Miami's missing Tyreek Hill and Darren Waller. Probably, I mean, two of their top four playmakers. They're missing the whole right side of their offensive line. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. Can they do it? Yeah, they can do it. Are we the football team that started the year the way we did? Or are we the football team that showed up last week? What team shows up? This team has talent. This team has ability. This team can win. I'm super impressed with the way that this team is still fighting. Super impressed. I'm super impressed with Mike McDaniel's game plan last year. Or last week, my fault. Super impressed. The offense looked completely different. Not all those bubble screens, and he really dedicated himself to the run last week. Running the football 37 times, mixing it up with Jalen Wright, Ollie Gordon, Achane, all of them getting a fair amount of carries. Running 6 offensive linemen. I like that a lot. Anything you can do that helps us up front. Now, I really wish James Daniels and Austin Jackson were back. I wish we knew when they were coming back. I think that would be a major it factor for this football team, but we don't know when they're walking back through that door. I think the injuries, the safety right now, Ashton Davis missing, is probably going to miss this game. If he dealing with a hand injury. Fitzpatrick's banged up. The safeties are going to play a major part in this game, stopping the run, stopping Derrick Henry. Traders played decently as safety. He's going to have a big game in this one. Jordan Brooks is going to have the type of game that he had last week, this week. What up, Irving? Is it possible? Yeah, it's possible. And I'm going to be cheering my little ass off, or my big ass off, or you know what I mean? I'm going to be cheering for this team. For any fan out there that still has hopes that this team can go on a run and make a push, we need this win. It had to have started last week. The playoff, if you think that we're going to be able to make a run, or you have hope that we can make a run, the playoffs has already started for this football team. Congratulations, Dean. Congrats, brother. Happy born day, Riley. Happy born day. I got 2 nieces named Riley. But yeah, man, we can do it. Irving says if Miami's run defense makes Derrick Henry look like Bijan Robinson, we have a big shot to win this game. And I agree. Lamar, people don't give Lamar Jackson enough credit, though. Lamar Jackson has truly improved at being a pocket passer, though. We gotta make sure we cover Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers can wreck your game plan quick. They got 2 talented tight ends. They got Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely. We gotta make sure we stay up on them. It's hard to make the playoffs at 2-6, but this team did it last year and they had a shot to make it last season. Listen, Irving, you're absolutely right. Can it happen? Yeah, it can happen. And I think you might see a 10-7 team make the playoffs this year. I really do. Maybe a 9-8 team make the playoffs this year. You got to put pressure on Lamar. You got to contain Lamar. We cannot allow Lamar to get outside. We cannot allow the running game to get outside. Contain. And then offensively, we got to efficiently run the ball. We got to protect Tua. If we can run the football, it'll open up the play action, and that's when Tua's at his best. No turnovers, no mistakes, limit the penalties. And if we do those things, we will have a chance to win this football game. Now it's giving me, it's really bothering me. A lot of people are taken away from our win against Atlanta last week. Oh, we played Kirk Cousins. Michael Penix didn't play. They got a bunch of injuries. Drake London is out. We beat up on a injured Atlanta Falcons team. I don't want to hear about injuries. Our whole right outside of our line's out. Well, you ain't counting those anymore because they've been out for so long. Our best player overall is out for the season in Tyreek Hill. How about all the mediocre corners we have on this team that are injured and not even able to play? Even our mediocre fourth and fifth string corners that wouldn't be starting on other teams, that they'd be their fourth, fifth string corners that we had as starters. Look how many of those we've lost. We've lost Jason Marshall. We've lost Kader Kohu. Come on. We've had so many injuries in the secondary that it's not even funny. So I don't want to hear about injuries. Darren Waller out. But Atlanta was the team with the injuries. Come on. Miller says if we go down 14 in the first half, we will lose. That ain't a play from behind team. I agree. I mean, you can't go down 14. We need to get a lead so we can run the football where they're not, so they don't know that we're passing. We got to match them punch for punch. This is a boxing match. The Baltimore Ravens are a punching team. The Ravens are going to punch you in the mouth. Do you punch them back? We're going to be able to find out early. We're going to find out early if this team's got that fight from last week. And I hope they do. I hope they come out and they perform well. I hope they have that same energy from last week. It was great seeing them in the locker room last week. It was great. Let's see if I can play it again. Let's see if I can. Give me 1 second. I love seeing their energy in the locker room after the win. Hopefully they can get that going again this week. Hopefully they can build off of that. That was really promising to me. Let's see if I can find it. Here it is. Let's see. Oh. All right. Let me pull it up for you guys. Now, I played this yesterday, but I want to show it again. I just love the energy of these guys. I just love the energy that they brought to this locker room. It was super exciting. Here we go. All right.
Did you guys earn it? So let's go get this, take this win 2 and make it win 3 real fast. How about that? Guess what? On the Oprah of Game Balls, everybody's getting.
We gonna even go fucking
That's Brit if you didn't know.
It's momentum, man. Momentum. They come in bunches, man. Let's come back to work. Let's get this damn win. It feel good. Let's get it on Thursday. Let's keep rolling, baby. Yeah. Let's go, y'all. Bring it in tight. Bring it in tight. Loud and proud, man. Make this the best one yet. Hey, Dolphins on 3. Dolphins on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Listen, that's got to get you. If that don't get you pumped, if that don't get the blood flowing through your brains as veins as a Dolphins fan, I don't know what to tell you. But hopefully they can bring that same energy. Winning is contagious. You know what I mean? Winning is contagious. It's a good feeling to win. If these players can come out and play for each other, man, I hope to God that we have a good performance tomorrow night. I really do. But it's not gonna change the narrative, nor should it. You know, if Tua comes out and performs well and the Miami Dolphins beat the Baltimore Ravens, people are going to say, hey, he's still beating a good team. Well, I don't believe that. I think the Baltimore Ravens are a good football team. You know, they've just been devastated by injuries. So right now, I think we're going into Thursday night football to play one of the best football teams in the NFL. Yeah, their record doesn't reflect it right now, but I still think the Baltimore Ravens are one of the top 10 teams in this league. Now, what does I'm sitting here thinking, like, let's say the Dolphins do win this game. What does that do for Mike McDaniel's job security? Does a win against the Baltimore Ravens on primetime football, if the Miami Dolphins go on this run and make a push for the playoffs, does that make it more likely that Mike McDaniel's brought back for another year? You gotta look at what's going on with this football team right now. Tua Tagovailoa is probably going to be the quarterback here next year. I just don't see a way you move on from his salary. So if this team can make any type of run, I would not be overly surprised if these guys aren't brought back for one more year. Now, I don't want to see that happen. Listen, I'd be all right with McDaniel and Tua being brought back just for next year, just because of the contract situation. But I truly 100% believe that Chris Grier is the one that needs to go. You do not allow him to draft another draft. You do not put him in charge of bringing in free agents. Have our rookies finally started turning the corner? Jonah had his best game as a pro last week. Kenneth Grant has been steadily improving. Jordan Phillips had a better game. Dante Trader has played decently. Ollie Gordon had his best game as a pro last week. Are these rookies starting to turn the corner? I'd really love to see Jonah perform well this week. Kenneth Grant to perform well against Derrick Henry. But I am feeling better about this draft class. I am starting to feel confidence that these guys are going to be really good players for this team moving forward. Irving says if Tua can beat this Ravens team convincingly, he can make the case that he's the right quarterback for this team, though I still have my doubts. Man, Irving, I feel what you're saying. There's just been too many games that he's made costly mistakes. And I've been a huge Tua supporter. I've went out and said that Tua can win football games, that I thought that he could win a Super Bowl here. I just don't believe it anymore. I just don't believe it anymore. Now, do I think Tua can still be a playoff quarterback? Sure. I think Tua can get you to the playoffs on a yearly basis with the right team around him. Absolutely. Absolutely. But do I think Tua has what it takes to be a champion, to win the game when the game is on the line, per se, against a top quality opponent? Man, I just don't have that confidence in him. But I believe that Tua can win you playoff games. I think Tua can win you games to get you to the playoffs. We gotta have a steady running attack. We gotta have a rushing attack that is consistent, a consistently good rushing attack. If ever this offensive line gets completely healthy and we have a consistent running attack, if we can get into be a top 10 rushing team, I think Tua can win you a bunch of games. I think Tua can win you a bunch of games. But if we can't run the ball and this team becomes one-dimensional and teams know we're going to throw the football, Tua's not the answer. Tua can't win you football games that way. And to be fair to Tua, a lot of quarterbacks can't win you football games that way. But Tua's killer instinct, making mistakes at crucial moments when we need him to perform at his highest, lots of times Tua performs at his lowest. And that's a problem. When we need Tua to perform at his highest, lots of times Tua performs at his lowest. And that's a major issue with this football team. Also, I want to shout out Devon Achane, fastest Dolphin to 30 touchdowns in franchise history. Shout out to Devon, fastest Dolphin to 30 touchdowns in franchise history. Amazing, 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 amazing. If Tua played like he did against Atlanta and Carolina, I think we win a lot of games. I agree, Irving. He's shown that he can win football games. He's shown it. We've consistently been a playoff team. I mean, we missed the playoffs last year, but just barely. But to be fair, Tua missed 6 games last year. If Tua plays those 6 games, we 100% make the playoffs last year. As far as my prediction for this game, I want to pick the Dolphins so bad. I do. I want to pick them so bad, but I just can't. I wanna believe that the same team that showed up last week shows up this week. And if that's the case, 100% I would pick the Miami Dolphins. But I just can't bring myself to do it. Not at this point. They got to show me more. They got to show me that they can do it for more than one game. I do think we keep it close. I do think we cover the spread. I'm going to say this game is 27-23 Baltimore. And I hope I'm wrong, folks. I sincerely hope I'm wrong. Irving says Achane is probably the best running back wide receiver hybrid in the league. He made it look so easy. He and Waddle are definitely not tradable assets in a perfect world. Yes, they are building blocks for this offense. Hopefully Miami finds a way to shut down Lamar the way we did versus Ravens. But then again, we had Flores. Yeah, I had mentioned that game. Lombardo says Derrick Henry is a... I don't know what those emojis are. Some kind of... I'm assuming you're saying he's a beast because that's exactly what he is. Derrick Henry is definitely a problem. And is going to make it rough for us. They're going to make it rough for us. Yeah, Irving, I had mentioned that game, that zero blitz that we were throwing at Lamar, had Lamar all messed up. Irving says dog beast. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if we can hold Lamar in check and Derrick Henry in check, that greatly improves our chances of winning. Again, if the team that showed up last week shows up this week, 100% we can win this football game. 100% we can win this football game. And then we got to travel to Buffalo. Our Buffalo's got to come down to us. It's one game at a time, folks. You know, I'm hoping for a win each and every week. I'm going to continue to support this team. I may go live for the game tomorrow night. I'll let you guys know tomorrow morning. But yeah. Derrick Henry has been a non-factor all season. I mean, to be fair, though, Lamar's out. You know, Ronald Staley's been out. Cool your jets. Derrick Henry going to have a Pro Bowl season regardless. He had 2 touchdowns last week. He's going to get better. Derrick Henry going to get better. They just got to feed him the rock more. But right now, I got the Ravens winning 27-23. But again, if the Dolphins show up the way they did last week, Miami can 100% win this game. And I hope they do. I hope they do. All right, folks. I will be back tomorrow morning. I appreciate you all. I love you all. And again, I may go live tomorrow night. Again, congratulations, Dean, on the new granddaughter. Awesome news. Happy born day, Riley. And I will see you all tomorrow. You know what it is. I appreciate y'all. Hit them like buttons, please. Like buttons, subscribe, comment, share. Let's get this channel to 1,000 subs. And maybe I'll give away that Dan Marino autographed Dan Marino throwback background. But until then, you know what it is. Fins up. Peace.
Yo. Big C in the house. You know the name. Fin Posse Podcast. Changing the game. Fins up high. Feel the aqua and orange. Miami Heat blazing. We scorching the floor. Marino the tour. We stacking the saga. Legacy deep, call it football nirvana. Big C, break it down, got the stats in his veins. Play-by-play knowledge like he's calling the chains. Fins flying on the field, opponents feel the blast. Tyreek cheetah speed, leaving DBs in the past. Waddle with the wiggle, defense with the clamp. Aqua drip so clean, whole squash the champ. Tune in, Big C, got the mic on lock. Fin Posse Podcast, it's the cream of the crop. Breaking news, hot takes, repping the block. For the Dolphin faithful, it's the one-stop shop. Fin Posse. We the voice of the fans. Miami stand tall, got the world in our hands. Best podcast, yo, ain't no debate. Big C, big vibes, setting it straight. The Fin smash, call it aqua tsunami. X locking routes like a South Beach Armani. O-line holding strong, trenches like a fortress. Big C dissected, no stack goes dormant.